Good spot, right? Recently I have developed this new habit of just recording myself on camera while speaking about something. Every single time I feel that I'm like overthinking or I'm just a little anxious and I'm not able to put my thoughts into something, right? And especially when I don't have anybody to talk to about it. Or maybe I do, but I don't think that they would ever understand. And I think it is a great habit that I've developed. It has made me feel comfortable in front of the camera as well. So I was thinking about this thing yesterday, that sometimes you actually become the same person that you were avoiding to become as a kid. All those times when you have experienced all sorts of agonies around you, be it your parents or people around you. It could be cheating, it could be like any sort of infidelity, it could be anything at all, it could be any sort of violence that you have witnessed or experienced early on, any sort of insecurity, detachment, or any kind of toxicity, not gonna lie, in terms of friendships or relationships. When you have experienced all of that from an early age, you make a promise to yourself as a kid. I would say 16, 15, when you have when you start to think about things sensibly, you start thinking that like you promise yourself that you would never become that person, like you would never one, be at the end of it, like you would not let anybody else do that to you, and second, you would never do that to anybody. But as we grow up, we end up following a different tangent. Especially I did, like I think at least I did. Everything that I promised I would not become, I feel like I'm treading towards that path and I don't know how to stop myself. Like even with the right intentions at heart, I end up hurting people and I don't know what to do about that. There is no excuse on, just because I was hurt, so that gives me the right to actually make that mistake. The mistake is as grievous as it was when it happened to me. So I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, the questions that arose in my head when I was little was, I don't want to be my father. Like, I do not. I would be better. I would be a better parent. I would be more verbal, more communicative. But as I've grown up a little, since like 17 or 18, I'm 25 now, I feel like I end up being more quiet and closed out and shut down sometimes. And even though I hate it, even though I know that I'm not doing it the right way, that is not how I'm supposed to be, I try my level best, but I end up in the same spot after every few months. So, do we all really become what we are so afraid of becoming, or is it just me who is not just strong enough to, hold on to my discipline? Because I don't know about how could I criticize myself for the same thing that I used to criticize other people, right? Anybody that might have hurt me or something. But here I am doing that. Does that relieve or relinquish me of all of the sins that I've committed in a way? Just thinking about what are the wrong things that you've done, does that relieve you all of the pressure and guilt that you have on your head? Is that enough? Is forgiveness enough? Because every action has a reaction, and once it is done, you cannot really take it back. That is the loop of life. Once the bridge is crossed, unfortunately, the bridge disappears in life. So when do you actually start feeling better about it? Do you just forget that you did that, or do you just hold on to the guilt forever as a way of punishing yourself? Some people would say you are being too hard on yourself, but do we not owe to ourselves to be hard on ourselves, to hold ourselves accountable for everything that we do? But yeah, I think even though I hate it, I hate to say that, but I'm becoming every single thing I used to despise. I won't say, I won't go too extreme that I am exactly the kind of person I hated, that I might become or might turn into. Like everybody around me, I used to have segregated personalities. I can never be this person. I don't want to be this person when I grow up. Like when I was 17, I used to think like when I'm 25, I won't be this person. I can't be too much obsessed with money. I can't be too much obsessed with passion, ambition, and forget everything around me. But I am starting to do that, and I hate myself for that. When I was like 22, I think that by the time I'm 28, 29, if I start seeing somebody, I won't be the person who is always busy with work, always too occupied with his own thoughts, on work, that it doesn't pay attention to everything that is happening to him in love. Like I thought I would not be that person who does not know how to accept love. Yeah, at least I did imagine that in the next few years I'll know how to do that, how people do that, but I don't think I'm there yet. So all of these versions of myself which I wanted myself to be, I still might achieve them, I still might become that person, but all of the things that I hated in a personality, like I could not be that. I feel like every single time I do something, I end up in the same spot where I'm in a very difficult position, and I always end up taking the wrong choice, and I end up becoming the person I did not have in my radar to become. Yeah, I think this is the whole theme of what was going on in my head, and I don't know about. This is not something which I'm telling you about, this is what I did to get over this feeling or not, because I'm equally as lost. Like, you think that at a certain age things will start making sense, you won't feel the same way ever again, and you'll do things better the next time, but you never do. When you grow up, you realize that you are just as lost as you were when you were a kid. You keep making mistakes, and people are like, you learn from them. But what if we are just committing a new mistake every single time? Where is the bandwidth to learn and just not repeat the same shit again? It's a very thin line, like holding yourself accountable and holding yourself too accountable for something that you don't get over it. And getting over something like this, like that you did not do the right thing in this place, in this situation, does just holding yourself accountable and sitting with it, the feeling, the emotion, that does not make me a free man, right? I'm still convicted by myself. So yeah, and I think I read it somewhere, like we only try to find love and forgiveness and any sort of warm embrace from somebody who ever hurt us. And similarly, in this way, does it make it any better if you get the same kind of warmth and forgiveness from somebody that you have hurt? Because I think it makes me feel worse. If somebody forgives me for what I've done and it is not right, I will feel worse. Like, how can you forgive me? That just makes you a very stupid, like a very fool of a man. But you learn a lot from that. Yeah, I think this is slowly becoming a personal podcast, but yeah, I think this is a great thing to even think about. Like, are we all becoming the same person that we hated or promised ourselves that we would never become? And if so, is it too late? Is the train already on the tracks? Or is there another chance? Or is it too foolish to ask for another chance because it might be a pattern? Lots of questions. And a lot less answers.